The 2007-2008 financial crisis, or the global financial crisis, GFC, was the most severe worldwide economic crisis since the 1929 Wall Street crash that began the Great Depression. So that happened, which lasted from late 2007 to mid 2009. Mars going over the Silver Gate, the Milky Way Gap, over the Wand of Orion. So Prince William has his sun right here, Trump has his sun here, and Elon Musk has his sun here. And currently we have Mars going retrograde in Cancer and Jupiter here on the bullseye. So we had in 2007, in September, we had Mars on the bullseye, and then watch Mars do his dance to open the financial crisis over the Silver Gateway. Mars makes it to Sirius, just as Mars was for the North Carolina floods. Mars was on Sirius, there's Sirius, and Jupiter was on Aldebaran, and they both move forward, and they're both going to come back and hit here, Sirius and Aldebaran, the bullseye, just as for North Carolina on Lupercalia Fertility Festival, 13th, 14th, 15th of February. Don't forget, Notre Dame fell on April the 15th, which on the correct constellations is February the 15th. So watch Mars. Mars is now retrograding. He goes back. So that's the winter, New Year 2008. He makes it back to Taurus. It's 2008. He makes it back onto the Wand of Merlin. Now he's moving forward, and he doesn't leave Gemini back over Sirius. And he doesn't leave Gemini until May 2008, and then he goes into Cancer. Okay, we're watching Mars in 2001 now. Mars goes retrograde every 2 years. So here comes Mars. He's now opposite that Silver Gate that he went retrograde in 2007. And he's about to go retrograde before 9/11. So you can see here, it's March. It's going very slowly. He gets right onto the dart of D'Artagnan in the Milky Way, just to Sagittarius, and then he moves back to Scorpio. So this is the Golden Gate opposite. Goes back to Scorpio, retrogrades, back to the fertility. He's at home in Scorpio. He's now in Cancer as Mercury is retrograde in Scorpio, and Mars, the ruler, retrograde in Cancer. So look, we're coming up to 9/11. And on 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, he was right on the dart of D'Artagnan. And moving forward again. Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to find when Mars last went retrograde in Cancer. So it looks like we've got not in Cancer, but in Leo. So let's watch this. In 1994, Mars entered Leo. Just gets to Leo. So this is the Solomon. This is the Sun rules Leo, the Moon rules Cancer. Mars gets to Regulus, the feet of Jesus on the fixed cross. And then Mars goes retrogrades. And does Mars actually get back to Cancer? Yes, Mars is back to Cancer. So that was an important time between 94 and 95. It's just before Diana was sacrificed in 97. So moon goddess, Mars went retrograde, right? So for the death of Diana, 31st of August 1997, Mars had just come out of going retrograde between, I'll show you. So Mars was on Spica, was in Virgo, well, it was just in Libra, but Mars had from in May, Mars got to Virgo, so this is the new descendant. We're leaving Virgo on the descendant, and Leo will fall above. No, yeah, Aquarius is falling onto the ascendant, and Leo rises onto the ascendant. So that's Whore of Babylon, and then Mars moved on. So yeah, Yeah, Mars did a little dance there. Okay, I'm looking for Cancer retrograde. I carry on. Okay, I found it, and this is very interesting. This is 1977, the year that Macron was born, the year that Chiron was officially discovered. So Chiron was in Aries when it was officially discovered, and Chiron is about to finish that journey, 49, 51 years. It is going to go from Pisces to Aries for 2026. So watch Mars. We're in 1977. The reason I'm looking at all this is because it's all about homelessness at the moment. And 1977 was maybe, when they were making the HLM council estates, and HLM on the Hebrew calendar on geometrics makes 216, the summer solstice. Okay, I don't know why it's all moving so slowly. Okay, so there we go. In December 1977 was the last time, just as in December 2024, Mars retrograde in Cancer. So that is bingo, that is super important. Obviously, I'm not looking at the other planets. Saturn was on Regulus, was in Leo, and now Saturn is opposite in Aquarius. So Saturn is in full. Went retrograde, and he actually went back to Gemini just as Mars is going to do this time as well. Mars is going to go back to Sirius just as he was for the North Carolina floods. So he moved forwards on the 3-6. Interesting. He didn't make it quite as far back to Sirius, but at that time Jupiter was on the wand of Merlin, and I'll show you again, but this is exactly what's happening again. We had Jupiter and Mars together on each side of the Silver Gateway. So 311, and this is when the Sun enters into Pisces. Sun enters Pisces on 311, Fukushima opposite 911. Right, so the last time Mars did that retrograde in Cancer, and then he got back to Cancer. Slowly. He was back in Cancer by April 31st of the 3rd. Jupiter is there. So if we go back to now, here is Mars retrograde, here is Jupiter. Jupiter is still retrograde. He's going to go fully back onto the bullseye for the Lupercalia Fertility Festival, 13th, 14th, 15th, Valentine, and Mars will come back to Sirius as they were for the North Carolina floods. '26, Mars on Sirius and Jupiter here, and now they're on their way back. Far too far forward here for Valentine's Day. Jupiter will be bang on Aldebaran, Mars will be bang on Sirius. So in the news, we've got Elon Musk calls homelessness a lie and propaganda, and Trump is listening. So it's all about homelessness is a misnomer. It implies that someone got a little bit behind on their mortgage, and if you just gave them a job, they'd be back on their feet, he told former Fox. So it's all about Mars in Cancer, homelessness, and we have the same thing with Prince William and homelessness. William, homelessness. So you see, mainstream astrology just doesn't work because it's all what's Prince William, we can end homelessness. So this is all for Saint Martin de Tours. That's Jupiter and Mars who are on each side. Saint Martin de Tours saves the poor. Life of Saint Martin de Tours. Both Saint Martin and Saint Nicolas are remembered for their heroic charity. Both became famed wonder-working bishops and both saved sailors from shipwreck. So the feast of Saint Martin on November the 11th, All Saints' Day, 316. Martin's father was a tribune. So it's all about images with his red cape, saving the poor. Batman, he's got no cap, he's only got a cape. And Saint Martin is Mars, fur, iron, and tin. Martin. So let's have a look at what was going on in 1977. Okay, here we go. 1977, housing homeless persons. 1970, Housing Homeless Person Act. An act to make further provision as to the functions of local authorities with respect to persons who are homeless or threatened with homelessness, to provide for the giving of assistance to voluntary organizations concerned with homelessness by the Secretary of State and local authorities, to repeat Section 25. So that is, I'm sure there was loads of other stuff going on. That's the first thing I clicked. I clicked 1977 Council Estates homelessness, and it's everywhere. Rights and wrongs of homelessness, 30 years on, 1977. So bingo, Mars retrograde in Cancer. And now I take you to this. So in France, a council estate is HLM. H is 6, L is 2, M is 1. That's the summer solstice. That is this gap here that I've just showed you, that Mars, I can't remember what year we just saw, but it's in this video. We just saw the last one time when, it was for the great crash, the financial crash. Mars was retrograding over this silver gate. So 1970, we have the film La Haine film HLM. So in this film, La Haine was all about 3 people in a council estate. La Haine all about the big council estates all around Paris, and they were probably built in the 70s as well. And in the film, there's a big bit where they put the HLM. So that is the HLM, that is the Summer Solstice, that is Prince William's birthday. So, and this is the Milky Way gap between Taurus and Gemini, Mercury, Venus. And look, I've got the birds coming to see me. They all flutter, say, come on, get out the house. And if we go back to right now, we've got Mercury and the Sun, Venus, well, she's now moved out, but they were in the home of Jupiter's home, Mars' home. Mars rules Scorpio, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. We've currently got Mars retrograde in Cancer, opposite Capricorn, where we've got Venus conjunct to Pluto. Now, what's this doing? 2024. No, I tapped Uranus. That's what's going on. Pluto. So Pluto for the rising of Notre Dame. We had Venus conjunct to Pluto. Pluto is in Capricorn, and they are opposite. Venus is opposite Mars retrograding. So Israel was created in 1947. Here's Uranus. Uranus in Taurus under Medusa, retrograding under Algol, spirits. Taurus, Venus, Mars rules Aries. Mars, Venus, the rulers of war and peace, are now opposite each other on the cardinal cross in Cancer and in Capricorn. Here's Venus, public, government, home, Cancer. Mars and Venus, the rulers of Taurus and Aries, and also the rulers opposite of Libra and Scorpio. Venus rules Libra, Mars rules Scorpio. That is the Milky Way gap passage, and we've got Uranus under Algol, Isis, Ra, Aries, and El to become spirit again, to not be turned to stone, to look at Medusa. And Israel was created in 1947, the last time that Uranus went through. So from the beginning of World War, Uranus was just on the wand of Merlin in that gap, and he made that journey during World War II. So the last time he was under Algol was for the beginning of World War II, and now we've got the new Europe. The new Europe is made 1939. Uranus makes it up to that tip. And so when will Uranus be back to that tip? Right now, he will be back on that tip for 2032. And that's when I say, so that's the Tree of Life, 32 Paths of Wisdom. And that's when Scorpio opposite Taurus, so that's still just in Taurus on the wand of Merlin before he enters Gemini. But normally Scorpio should take the MC, and we've got now should take the MC. Scorpio should take the place from, we'll have the North Node in Scorpio and we'll have South Node in Taurus. Okay, darlings, that was just a quick video to explain the last retrograde of Mars. I love you. Bye for now.